What's going on, fight fans? This is Devin, and we're coming back at you with UFC 277. I'm going to run through the matchups on the main card. I'm not going to go through the prelims or early prelims. I'm just going to stick to the main cards, but run you through who I like per fight, kind of the betting odds, heads, and stuff like that. So, jumping right in, starting off the main matchup for the night should be Ankalaev, I think is how you say his last name, Ankalaev versus Anthony Smith. Ankalaev should take this fight. They both won their last fights. They're the number 4 and number 5 contenders for this weight class. And I just like the reach. It's pretty close. Reach is pretty close. Height's pretty close. Weight, walking around weight, Ankalaev is a little bit heavier, but just his background, in training camp and stuff like that of where he trains at, I like him to win this fight. TKO, KOs, they both are 53% to win by. Submissions, there's been a submission with for Anthony Smith. Decisions, more decisions have went to Ankalaev. So fight time, his fights after a little longer than Anthony Smith. Knockdown average is just a little bit higher. He typically lands more significant strikes. Significant strike percentage is a little bit higher. He doesn't quite absorb as well. Also, if it does become a scrappy match, on the feet, but for this light heavyweight bout, I'm liking the number 4 contender, Ankalaev, to win this bout. He's also the favorites for betting odds. I believe the odds last I seen was like minus 475 for him. Anthony Smith was plus 380. So if you like Anthony Smith, he's the underdog. Could make some money off of it. But right now I like the favorite. And because of the odds being so low, I am not putting any money on this round. Jumping up to next one is going to be a flyweight bout between Alex Perez and Alexandria Pantoja. Alexandria is favorited right now, 165 minus 165 over plus 140. We got another number 4 versus number 6 matchup. Alex is coming off a loss. Weight advantage, I'd say, is kind of to Alex because he looks like is normally a little bit heavier at 141 versus the 135. Reach advantage goes to Alexandria. Leg reach goes over to Alex. Submission, win by submission, and KO kind of go more towards Alexandria. Alex has had more fights go to decision, win by decision. So I almost wonder with his fight style. I don't really know these two fighters that well. So just kind of looking at significant strikes landed. If it goes to a decision, unless Alexandria dominated it, I'm going to guess Alex's style kind of makes it the judges like him a little bit more. Or it looks like he's a little bit better of a grappler, so he might be able to get a guy on the ground and hold him down a little bit and control the fight that way. Hey, so I would be looking for this to be a pretty good matchup, but I think the number 4, Alexandria, the cannibal, is going to win this one. He's the favorite, but it's not huge odds, so I might take him on this at the minus 165. We'll watch a little closer to see. Hopefully it maybe comes down. Maybe some people come in on the Alex and side and take this. So the next bout is going to be a heavyweight bout. We're jumping to Derek Lewis versus Sergey Pavlovich. Sergey is the favorite in this fight. 120 minus 125 versus Derek Lewis is 105. Derek did just have a loss. I just think Derek's on the downtrend. Sergey's coming up. He's 15-1, and he just, to me, I know he's lighter, but I just think Derek is kind of you're gonna watch him continue to lose and continue to come down in the overall rankings. And so I like Sergey here. So right now he is the favorite, but not by much. So definitely gonna see me putting a little money on him. And Derek Lewis is a little bit bigger name, I feel like, too. So you might get some money coming in late on him. So maybe watch to see if we can even get Sergey at an even amount. Then now we're coming into the co-main event, which is gonna be a flyweight interim title belt. I can't think of his name right now, who currently holds that belt. Oh, but I believe he got injured, and so he couldn't fight. And they had it already scheduled. Brandon Moreno, who had lost the last fight for the championship, and then, and he's getting another shot at the title. Well, I believe it was supposed to be him versus the current belt holder, but I can't remember. Like I said, I want to say he got hurt. Originally, he didn't want to take the fight. I think finally they got it scheduled, and then he turned around and got hurt, so he couldn't take the fight or something like that. So Kaya Carrara, I think is how you say him. Kaikara, France. So, Brandon, to me, I felt he just looked a little. He started slow to me in the last fight. It was a close one overall. I just think he started slow. For the first couple rounds, Hans kind of gave those rounds away, and then towards the end he started kicking it on. But eventually I think decision went to. I'm drawing a blank right now. So, this up and comer, he's been kind of, I believe, just dominating most of his fights by KO. So last few fights. So I'll be interested to see if he's really that strong to be able to continue. Looking significant strikes is higher. He lands about the same significant strike percentage. He absorbs a little bit more. So he's probably going to try to keep it on the feet a little bit more versus looking at Brandon and his grappling. I think he's going to want to take this fight more to the ground. So it'll be interesting to see whose game plan works better to get him to. France is out of New Zealand. He's a little bit shorter, but reach is an inch difference. So, biggest thing would be if Brandon can keep the distance and not let France get in there. But if I remember right from watching the highlights and stuff, he's quick. France is quick to. He's gonna be able to close the gap quickly, and I think if he closes the gap and keeps this fight on the feet, he can win it. So I am kind of liking. And I think the number 2 contender in Kaya France. And I apologize if that's not how you say his name, because I'm horrible with names. So if I took him right now, he is actually the underdog at plus 175. To me, he's got to prove something because he's been hollering that he wants to fight for the belt for a little bit. Last few fights, he's been saying that he's ready for this championship. So I think he's going to be one to look at taking. Now we're going to get into the main event of the evening. And this last time these two matched up, the winner shocked the world. So this is for the women's bantamweight title bout. And it's Juliana Pena versus Amanda Nunes. We found out after the fight last time that Amanda did have a knee injury that was bugging her. And then also I know that she's completely changed who she trained with and stuff like that. So that makes me a little bit of concern that she completely went away from what helped her get to be so, dominant with the 2 titles that she was holding. So I don't know if the knee really caused the issue or if it was something else. It's with, training, because that's just, I know she said in one of her interviews that every time she's lost, she's changed everything up. But that just seems like a big thing to do when it's worked so well, and then you supposedly had this injury. So, well, and then for Pena's side or Pena is she is I think really determined because everyone's saying Amanda Nunes it was just an off night for her. Just wasn't her night. Her injury. So a lot of people have made excuses for Amanda because of how dominant she's been, and they don't think that Juliana is gonna be able to repeat this. I got burned because I put a bunch of money on Amanda, even though the odds were like crazy, like minus 400. I thought it was like a guaranteed thing, and so I threw a bunch of money on her. I think I even threw some money live after the first round, and it bit me in the ass. So, oh, I think I'm gonna sprinkle just a little bit, not quite go as heavy on Juliana. I think Juliana repeats. I think Amanda uh, is is still on a comeback. I don't think she's done by any means, but I see. Oh, to me, Juliana has a lot more on the line. I feel, for this versus is Amanda Nunes. So to me, I think it's more important for Juliana to get this, and she can take punches, which is normally Amanda's game, and it was a shocker that she was able to win or get knock Amanda even down really, and then win by the choke. So I think Amanda was a little bit flat, so I definitely see this going further. Or I see going to a decision. So I may even throw some money on for it to finish in decision. I think it's gonna go all 5 rounds. It's gonna be a heck of a fight. Hey, so we'll see if Juliana can. It won't be as much of a shock, but it still would be a shock for her to 2 times beat Amanda. Since she only has 5 losses in her record, and one of those is from Juliana. So it should be a good matchup. Should be a good fight. I'm excited to watch it. It was a shocker last time these two fought, so I'm hoping it's gonna be another intense, crazy fight like it was last time. And so I think I'm gonna stick to just that. I know these are probably shorter with just sticking to the main cards. I just am not knowledgeable enough in the fights to really know. Like I'm looking through the prelims right now, and I don't know anyone in the prelims. So, well, as I've said in the past, this is kind of my first year back in. I'm still learning. I kind of know who your title contenders and then who's fighting. I can't pronounce names, so but I've never been good at pronouncing names. I can hardly speak myself, so that's why I've always been so shocked that I've even thought of starting a podcast. But no, that's my thoughts for this weekend's fight. Hopefully, we don't have anything crazy when the weigh-ins and stuff come in. And since I'm recording this on a Wednesday, so hopefully everyone makes weight. Hey, we don't have any late minute substitutions. If we do, I'll try to jump in and maybe do like a quick correction, or jump on like Facebook Live or something and do something like that. Because I am heading to West Virginia, so I don't know how much service I'm gonna have. But I will take my computer with me to be watching the fights and stuff like that. So thank you and peace out. Till next time.